So greetings, my light workers, aka my black sheep. I am going to actually just wait 1 minute or so to see who's going to join me this evening. Yes, gonna have a nice discussion. Well, I think all of my discussions are nice, right? No, but seriously, we're gonna have a lot of information. I have a lot of information to share. I like to share things about my life, anything that'll help you, anything that'll help others. Yeah. Hello, Miss Karen. Okay, perfect. Miss Karen's here. I just signed one and I'm a little disheveled. But anyway, we're gonna have a good show tonight. We're gonna have a really good show tonight. And I'll start again with greetings. Greetings, my light workers and my black sheep friends. You guys, the black sheep is simply meant that we are different. Hello, Miss Jeannie. We are very different people, but we're good people. It's great to be different. I know that like a lot of people, a lot of people don't like change, but it's not that we change. We're just different. I stress to be kind. And it's funny because what we're going to talk about tonight, you're going to see that it does all go together. Okay, but yeah, so we're different. And your family, you may feel different from your family. You may feel different in general, just in public. But it's okay. It's okay. You don't get depressed. You don't drink drugs, whatever, to fit in. If you don't fit in, that's okay. Maybe that's just not the group of people, But you will find people. Hello, Miss Dawn. You will find people that you fit in with. And don't change yourself to fit in. Don't change yourself. Be yourself. Okay, and then, anyway, so I'm Janie Daly. I am your psychic life coach for people and pets, because yes, animals need coaches too. And I really am. I mean, come on. I have to post my Pilates with Penelope in the morning. Because I know people have to be thinking, something's wrong with that lady. But she literally runs. I run real fast. It's great exercise for all of us. I run real fast though and turn around. Ellie and I do this together. Turn around and we're like, yay, come on, Penelope. Come on, Penelope. And she comes running down. She runs to me and I pet her because she has to come and touch base. So anyway, yeah. So she gets like 2 to 3 runs a morning. But, she's losing weight and it makes her feel good. So yes, animals are smart, you guys. They're smarter than a lot of people give them credit for. And I'm saying this out of the kindness of my heart, but sometimes, there are animals who have a better understanding of the things that I talk about than people do. And the thing with animals too, you guys, they love you. They love you. Like I know when I'm talking too much, when Penelope looks at me like, and then walks away and lays down. And Ellie, my dog too, will be like, I'm going to go switch and sit over here. Then it's like, okay, I'll give you guys a break. But anyway, not to get stuck on the animals, but the animals, and I do work with all kinds of animals. I do work with horses as well. I've had great success with the horses. Okay, but what we're going to talk about is, I should tell you also, I'm a medium and I am a healer for people and pets. And I work with Jesus on the healings. So, and it's neat. I was doing a healing on an animal the other day and that animal was just staring at me. I think, Jeannie, I told you this. I was doing it on Ellie and she's just staring at me like it wasn't me there. And like she's looking right next to me. You know what I mean? And like she could see Jesus there too. So look, I love the vet, obviously. But I can't even get her in the vet to get her nails trimmed. So if I have like any questions on things, we kind of do it. But of course it is for checkups, whatever, etc. But anyway, please hit the subscribe and the like button. And also, Let me know. Tell me in the message section if you feel that you are a black sheep. Because I'm actually thinking of having merchandise made up that's going to be like, hey, I'm a black sheep. And then on the back saying, which means I'm a light worker. Be proud to be a light worker. Because I'd like to say too, you know, I consider myself a Christian. But a light worker, I prefer to say that. It just has, it's a good connotation and it can, every culture, every religion. You know what I mean? Because I work with everybody, not just Christians. I work with everybody. So also, tonight, if you have any questions, please ask. I will be looking at the little monitor thing. And what else did I want to say? Oh yeah, okay. I do want to talk about the charts again really quick, because what we're going to talk about tonight, I kind of covered this before, and I do kind of try to keep covering this information because I don't want you to change your gifts or change who you are. If people don't like things about you, if that's part of your number, then you don't change it. You enhance. We always enhance everything we do, right? You always want to work on everything and make sure everything's good. But there's parts of you that are special to everyone, to a lot of people, and you don't want to change those things that are special. Okay. Anyway, so that's the point. But the charts, I have been expanding them, putting more information on them. They are really interesting. So if you were interested in a chart or a reading, go through Facebook Messenger or text me or janiedaily@gmail.com. Okay. So we are going to go into tonight. We are going to talk about frequencies. Okay. All right. So here's something else too. We are all connected. We are all connected. Your loved ones who have transitioned, I don't even like to say transition. I mean, they've advanced. They got their degree. It's like that. They got their degree. I mean, it's kind of like somebody who graduates from college. We're still there, but they become the alumni and they're still hanging out with you. We are all connected. They don't leave you. Okay. So please don't put your life path on hold because a dear being with you has graduated. Okay. Don't do that. Because I'm going to tell you what happens is we are in school. This is your life path. You are to do things here, you know, and you're always on your life path. You're never not on it. And you do have choices. But I'll tell you that sometimes the choices are difficult to make. But you will know. Go with what feels right, but also signs. Look for signs, listen to signs. Animals do telepathy. When we're on the other side, we do telepathy. If you notice in your dreams, you can't speak. You don't speak because we don't speak when we pass. Telepathy. So it's really interesting too because they say that aliens do that too. Telepathy. Telepathy is a gift. And that's why with telepathy is you will hear something. You know what I mean? You'll hear like to do something. Like if you're down at the store and you're like, you know, because this has happened to me quite often. I'll be in the store and then I'll be on the phone, of course. And then I get in there. I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I come in here for? And then mentally I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I can't believe I came all the way over to this store. What did I need? And then I will hear it, clear as day. But in my head, it could pass as a thought. But sometimes, you know, it's not going to be the way that I might have said something, but it's telepathy. So I take it as it's somebody who's traveling with me. My guide could be an angel, could be God, right? But you will hear it. Now I'm going to clarify. Huge difference between being psychic, spiritually gifted, telepathy, versus psychotic. You're never, ever, ever going to hear exactly vibrations. You're never, ever going to hear your loved ones tell you to do something bad that's going to hurt you or anyone else. Because I'm going to tell you right now, God is all about kindness. He's never going to tell you that he's going to hurt somebody, ever. So if you are having those kind of thoughts, please do not ignore them. You need to contact your physician. And if you don't know what to do, you can contact me and I will put you in contact with a medical professional. Okay? Just don't ignore it, please. Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about frequencies, aka vibrations. You guys remember Sylvia Brown? Sylvia Brown, like I remember her, like, because oh my gosh, back in the day it was Sylvia, John Edwards, Miss Cleo. Oh my gosh, Miss Cleo was like on TV all night long. But anyway, so with Sylvia Brown, one of the things she used to say is, she used to tell people, because people were afraid of going to hell, and she would say, hell is here. Hell is here. Heaven and hell are here. The other night, and this is what I was going to say with signs too, things will happen to you that are going to be weird. They're messages. When you ask God for help, or if you ask your divine family, which again, you guys, divine family, just these loved ones, it's your spirit guides, your angels, it's saints, it's God, it's Jesus, it's Archangel Michael. It's the whole realm, which is why I don't go into naming each and every one because I'd be here for a while, just naming. But anyway, so, and I say your divine family, that's what I mean. So with them, they do try to leave messages. And because you ask, when you ask, you shall receive. It would be nice though, like if I could get like a phone call and Jesus saying, hey, look, turn your TV on and da-da-da-da. God, won't you see this message? But it doesn't work that way, not that easy. Although it would be kind of nice. Anyway, so the other night, okay, so I've been like a little under the weather. You guys, allergies and everything, just ridiculous. Anyway, so please take care of yourself. Clean your hands often. Rest and fluid, but especially like Pedialyte. I'm not a big fan of water, although I'm not saying don't drink water, but I feel like water and also have some Pedialyte, okay? Anyway, because you want to stay hydrated, especially people like us, as people like us are always dehydrated. But we're dehydrated because I feel that scientifically, I feel like we are using the electricity and everything else, our systems in our body requires a lot of water, okay? But don't overdo it either. I mean, it's kind of like the electricity uses the water, if that makes sense. But anyway, so I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but basically, so this medicine, I have my phone timer set for, it was set for 1:30 in the morning because I took, I don't know, it's Mucinex 12 hour, took it at 1:30 in the afternoon. So as things would happen, I never fall asleep early because most of the time I work pretty much from 2 and up. I'm more sleepy in the morning. I'm a morning person, but not early. But anyway, well, I fell asleep and at probably 1:30, no. It was 11:30. Forgive me. It was 11:30. Oh my gosh. It was 11:30 when I was supposed to take it. That's why I did that, because 11:30 I'm still going to be up because I go to bed around midnight. So it's like, okay, good. So 11:30 a.m., 11:30 p.m. Set my clock or my phone so that it would go off. The alarms would go off. I happened to fall asleep at probably 10, I guess. I don't even remember. All I know is I wake up at 1:30. That's what I woke up at 1:30. And I was like kind of startled. And I thought, and I was like, I fell asleep in the living room, and I look at the time, and I was like, oh wait. And I was confused because I'm like, did I take my medicine? And I looked and I noticed it hadn't even gone off. And then of course you look for, why? Did I do something wrong? Did I just set it? Did I put that not to go off today, but maybe tomorrow? No. I mean, it had woken me up the night before, or 2 nights before, because I've had fallen asleep early because I was feeling kind of under the weather. So yeah, so it had woken me up then, and it did go off the night before last because I took my meds. But anyway, the whole point of that is it was interesting because I noticed the TV's on, and there was this show on that caught my attention. I won't go into the name and this and that, but basically I'll tell you this. I get God messages. I get them a lot. And sometimes I will know that I had a God dream, but I don't always remember the message. Or I always remember it. And this for you guys too. When you get messages in your dreams, you may not wake up and say, oh yeah, I remember this. Now there are times I remember my God dreams. Again, never seen, only heard the booming voice, and laughs because I always ask for proof. But anyway, but yeah, so you won't remember always, but you can be driving down the street. You could look at a tree and say, oh my gosh, look at that tree. It's so pretty. And then start talking about something, then bang, you start to remember. You have recall of a dream that you had. Or you will, let's say you don't remember, but then you go to somebody's house and they need your help with something. And your first thought is like, oh, I know how to do that. And then like your loved one's like, how do you know how to do that? And you say, I don't know. I just know. Well, you know because you were told about it or something was described to you in your dream. I like to say visitation, but in dream state. And you will know. You'll recall. So lately, since I've come back to doing this full time, I noticed that I know things, and I am sure as sure can be. I'm certain beyond 1,000%. And this show is on. I start watching it, and it had all the lessons that I have learned. They had this on the show. Talks about frequencies, and it talks about what Sylvia Brown used to say, that on earth, it's heaven and hell. So I'm going to tell you how you can make, I sound like one of these infomercials. I'm going to tell you how you can change your life. And actually, that's actually very true. With frequencies. In my God dreams, I was taught when you're happy and laughter, and you guys know I preach it to all of you about laughter. Laughter will keep entities away from you who do not have your best of intentions. If anything, and excuse my language, but we laugh, and people who laugh are considered huge pains in the ass to entities that don't have your best of intentions. So what do? They will leave you alone. Or, in my case, ever since I was a little girl, always loved grouchy people. I love grouchy people. Love them. So a lot of the ghosts, like the one that I named at the Holistic Healing Center where I had an office, I named him Mr. Grump, and Mr. Grump and I were close, and he looked after me, let me tell you, because there were some incidents there I could have been hurt because I work at night, and the area was a little sketchy, and, people wouldn't always lock the door when they left, but Mr. Grump would always let me know. He always took care of me. So in a sense, maybe I, quote unquote, won him over, in a sense. Kindness. It's like I was saying, like on Halloween, like you don't walk into a place and start going, you need to leave, and here's the, my, no. The sage, no. Sage, like I said, sage is good. I mean, because I told you I haven't been feeling well. So I use sage, well, and Lysol, but mostly sage. Also because sage, it takes away, like, if you've been feeling down, worried, stressed, you can use sage. Sage will help to cleanse the place. But when you're doing it, you say, I was saying like Archangel Michael, or I talk to Jesus, and say, can you help me? I want to get this out of here. I really want to feel better. Tomorrow morning when I wake up, I just want to have new beginnings. I don't want to be feeling like tired and sick again. So that's when I use sage. But, it's important that, again, kindness. Kindness can actually get somebody who, good always wins, you guys. Good always wins. Always. Sometimes it takes longer. And keep in mind too, your idea of something has to be good may not actually be the best. That's the thing too. Stubbornness. I think like all of us are stubborn. And it's like our way. It's got to be our way. And no, just at least look. And you know who teaches that lesson? Your loved ones on the other side. They teach you those lessons. God teaches you those lessons. But that's the other thing too. In this documentary that I was watching, it was talking about how people will portray God as being judgmental, like sitting on a throne and husha, you're wrong, you're bad, out with your eyes or whatever they say. Not true. When I was a little girl, like I've said in my other vlogs before, when I was a little girl going to church with my mom, I was like maybe 4, and I remember like when I'm hearing that, and I'm hearing that from the priest, how God was like, don't anger him. You must fear God. Put the fear of God in your loved ones. And as a 4-year-old, pulling on my mom's dress, Mom, who's that man talking about? That's not the God I know. Yeah. Seriously, at 4. And this was several times. And then she started bringing me mallow cups. She figured the marshmallow would keep my big mouth slowly quiet. But anyway, no, seriously though, it's serious. Because love. Why do you think God would be so judgmental and like ready to turn you into fire and ash when he's asking you to be kind to others? That's like hypocritical. And that's the whole thing. The whole thing is, I don't know, somebody said to me in one point, like, you have to use scriptures in order to talk about God. They're your rules. They're man-made rules. All you got to worry about is God. And I don't want to keep saying God because I don't know what your religious beliefs are. But I know, like, I'll speak since this is what I know. God loves us so much and watches over us. Because a lot of people too think like, oh my gosh, well, why would God help me? I'm just like this lowly person. You're not a lowly person. You're somebody here who has, because here's the thing too. We're all independent. We're souls. We are light workers. We are here for soul advancement, for actually soul perfection, which takes some of us longer than others, I'm sure, because apparently once you reach that, you don't have to come back to Earth again. You could just you could be guides to people, but you are your own person. If you're going to do bad, don't do it to spite anyone else, and why would you want to anyway? Anyway, so keep your frequencies happy. You laugh, you're kind. Yes, you can listen to opinions and stuff and have an opinion that might not be the greatest, but keep your frequency high. You will attract better. Your money, your health, better. Keep it down, then that's where everything goes down. Because there is heaven and hell right here on earth. right here. It's a spiritual war. So make your life better. And I know sometimes I always say it's easy. And I know it's hard. And I know there's some days, like everybody feels like they don't want to get up and have to deal with stuff. Because sometimes with this energy out there, it's tiring. It's exhausting. A lot of us are exhausted. So make sure you get rest. And again, the water's okay, but Pedialyte is the best. Gatorade, not so much. I know it tastes better, but that's not so much. It has a lot of salts, I believe. Anyway, so, and have faith. For those of you who were like, oh, I'm not really into a religion, whatever. I'm just saying that to keep yourself safe. So in the meantime, at least call upon Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael protects us. But don't be afraid to. Don't be afraid to love someone. And there's going to be another one that I'm going to go into, because sometimes people will write on the boards, on the message boards, when someone has been hurt and it's a horrific situation. You will have some people say, because some people will go, oh my God, God bless your family. And somebody will be like, well, where was God? Where was your precious God when this was happening? Or where was your God in the sky or something? Life path. We are all here for a reason. You are in charge, your life path. And a lot of people say it is predestined, and I do believe that. But I believe that we can change things along the way. But that's your life path. And as horrific as this may sound, look at some of the things that have been bad. But look at the changes that occurred because of the good changes that occurred because of those situations. And then, and you are going to have like some bad seeds, so to speak, but it's important. Be kind. Just be kind. Now on that, and this week, do it. Keep your frequency higher. Be happy, smile, be kind, help others. That's the other thing too. Help other people. I see older people trying to carry their groceries, and then they're almost falling. I run. I put my stuff down and I run over and I go, here, let me help you. But unfortunately, so many people are scared. I'm like, I promise I'm good. So anyway, help other people too. That's huge. Because even with kids, you can tease with kids. I used to do it when they were little and be like, oh, you earn points. Anyway, on Thursday, I'm going to do another live at 7:30. I didn't do last Thursday. I so apologize. I was not feeling well. But I did do a Halloween, and it does talk about a ghost story. But Thursday night, I'm going to talk about the Scarlet Letter Theory. I will describe what that is if you guys don't know. So if there's anybody who wants to have their number done, you can send it to me and we can kind of talk on that as well. But on that note, thank you so much for joining. Oh, I forgot to tell you too. Remember, 20% off on your birthday readings, and we are in November. But if your birthday's in November, but you want to purchase a gift for somebody else and their birthday does not have to be in November, you get the 20% off. And also know, I do sessions for less than an hour. If you just have one question, 2 questions, whatever. So keep that in mind. And don't forget the charts. And know that I send you all many, many angel blessings, hugs and blessings. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope that everybody feels better and everybody feels good. Remember, frequency's up, because it's really hard too when you're not feeling good, but keep them up. Ask Archangel Michael, ask Archangel Raphael, who's the angel of healing, okay? All right, you guys, good night. And thank you so much for joining me here.